Hello everybody, welcome to my music channel, because I didn't really feel like putting music stuff on my gaming channel. Speaking of, if you enjoy gaming stuff, I don't know which way to point, so I'll do both. Anyways, the point of today's video is to show you some records I got recently. I'm going to do more record collection updates, because these are just recent additions and not, what I already have. So, we're going to start with this, just because I'm kind of excited about, what I got. And yeah, I'll keep you updated. Also, please stick around, because I'm ordering these from least exciting to most exciting. Not to say I'm not excited about the first couple, just that the last few are pretty awesome. You wouldn't use your most impressive firework first, you'd save it for last. So anyways, let's not waste any more time. Let's just get started. First one I have for you today is Sting's The Dream of the Blue Turtles. Pretty nifty album, huh? Actually, this is the only one in these that I haven't listened to. So I'm excited to listen to it because I'm a pretty big Police fan. And actually, speaking of, this one has a re-recording of one of the Police's songs, Shadows in the Rain. So yeah, we got side 1, track 5, Shadows in the Rain. Hopefully it focuses for you guys. Please see it. Pretty cool. I'm excited to listen to it. Discogs says it's a jazz rock record. Don't know how much I believe that, but 80s quote-unquote jazz rock. Half expecting it to sound a little bit like, which it's not a jazz rock record, but Balance of Power by Electric Light Orchestra, because they have like those little jazzy bits, but they have credited musicians on here that are like actually drums, bass, keyboards, saxophone, and miscellaneous percussion, guitar. So yeah, they just have a saxophone there. It's hardly jazz rock if we're just going by the instruments, but we'll see. I will figure it out, and I'll review this someday. This channel is going to be populated with reviews and record collection updates, so I will let you guys know what I think of this. Next up, we got Simple Minds, Once Upon a Time. Now, this is the one with All the Things She Said and Alive and Kicking, which I think are their second and third most popular songs, in no particular order, because we all know that their most popular song is Don't You Forget About Me. But everyone's forgotten about the band, because no one knows the name of the band. They just know Don't You, and, Breakfast Club, all that bullshit. I actually think that song's a bit overrated, personally. This thing was just kind of shoved in here. It's a little bent. I got it from a record store, used. Of course, I buy all my records used because I like to get, well, technically not, but I like to buy the first pressing, or one of the earliest pressings that I can get my hands on. And almost all of them, in any situation, are used, so that's just how it is, I suppose. Now, I have listened to this one. It's not my favorite Simple Minds record, but it does have some of my favorite Simple Minds songs, so pretty excited to get this one. It's actually one of the few sort of more new wave records in my collection, which is pretty neat. Alright, up next we got Kansas, Left Overture, which is one of their more popular or more well-known albums. Pretty nifty. This is the first one that I listened to when I started getting into progressive rock in Kansas. One of my friends likes to say, which I think is pretty apt, that Kansas, along with like Boston, are like baby's first prog rock, because it's prog rock, but it's not, it's pretty mainstream and accessible in the grand scheme of prog, but it's still pretty good, albeit pretty cheesy, even for prog standards. But the main highlights on here, I think side 2 is just fantastic. You got Opus Insert, you got Questions of My Childhood, Cheyenne Anthem, which that one does get pretty cheesy, and then Magnum Opus, which does kind of fit its name. It's aptly named. Side 1 carries all the cheese, in my opinion. It's just non-stop cheese, and it's a little rough for someone who's lactose intolerant like me. So up next, we got something that I actually was really not expecting to find at this place, but it's Rick Wakeman's Journey to the Center of the Earth, recorded live in 1974. Now, it's technically a live album, but it was sort of given studio treatment in a way. It's alright. The worst part about this album is that you can't understand what they're saying half the time when they're singing. You can't understand it. But a lot of the instrumentals are really good. I believe the sort of remake of this album, the actual studio version, came out in 2016, and it's not as good. It's kind of modernized and simplified in a way. And a lot of my favorite moments, particularly the instrumental parts, are sort of weaker, but the vocals are stronger on that redone studio version album, which is a little unfortunate. I was kind of hoping when I listened to that it would be just a general spruce up and not, you know, taking away the instrumental to give you a better vocal performance, because the vocal performances are pretty good on the redone 2016 version or whatever the year is, because of those pretty I'll admit it, pretty sick instrumental portions on this album. This is the one that I prefer. Up next we got Uriah Heep, Demons and Wizards. Uriah Heep's pretty cool. They're sort of like a proto-metal, and then sort of became a metal band. Someone really did not take care of this. I mean, come on. It looks like water damage. That's what I get for buying used, but I'm not gonna buy a 2017 reissued copy of Demons and Wizards. Who do you think I am? This version is actually pretty cool because it has this trifold, and oh, I wasn't even showing it. This trifold where you go like boom, and then the album actually comes out right here, which that's kind of it's not very good in the design department in that regard. Like, this whole thing is cool in theory, you know, you got this little flip book, you got a page in the middle, but when you have to go like this to take the album out, it's a little inconvenient. Oh my god, I can't even get it. There we go. See what I mean? Now, I could be doing it wrong, but I don't think there's many ways to take out an album from a trifold. Let's see. Marie. Damn you, Marie, for not taking care of your damn cover. Your sleeve. Pretty alright album. I shouldn't say alright because the Uriah fans will get mad at me. It's good. I just say alright because the first time I listened to it, I saw this album cover and I was like, well, this is going to be a pretty cool, grandiose adventure. You know, like a sci-fi prog album. And what I got was not that. It probably has one of the most well-known songs on there, which is Easy Livin'. Trying to think of any other super well-known Uriah Heep songs. It's such a pain on this trifold. Ugh. I think that's the only trifold in my collection though, so unique. Alright, here's where the heavy hitters come in. Two of my favorite albums of all time. We got Focus 3, super nifty album, and I think Focus is actually quite an underrated progressive rock band, which is something else that I found funny when I was doing my research for the types of like which specific pressings these albums were. The Sting one, like I said, was a jazz rock record according to Discogs, but this one was just progressive rock. This is way more jazz than anything that Sting or the Police have ever done, as far as I'm aware. Like, I don't understand these labels sometimes. But yeah, one of my favorite Focus records. The only bad part about it, which is something I find with a few double albums, is that it kind of just goes on for too long. But it has a good song, Sylvia. Round Goes the Gossip is amazing. And Focus 3, Answers Questions, Questions Answers. All good songs. Anonymous, which is the... Wait, hold on. Is it Anonymous? That's the 26-minute song? I gotta double check, because I'm bad. I'm stupid. Bad memory. Oh yeah, Anonymous Part 2's 1928. I think on the Spotify version, yep, it splits it up. Well, it's because the digital version keeps this is put onto the other side of disc 2, Anonymous 2 Conclusion, which makes sense. They didn't have enough room. If they were to have a 26-minute song on one side, it would push the quality probably further than they were willing, so 1943 or 23, whatever it was, is a pretty good compromise. I'm sure they just cut it, wherever it made sense, but still a pretty long song, and that's sort of where the drag comes in my opinion, on that specific song, Anonymous 2. But it's good nonetheless. It's a very good album. Probably one of their best. I'd probably say Eruption. Eruption's a song, but Moving Waves is my favorite Focus album. Focus 2 specifically, but very excited to have it nonetheless. And last but certainly not least, we got King Crimson Lizard. One of my favorite King Crimson albums. It's kind of hard to say which one is my exact favorite, because they're all really good. I used to not like Red that much, admittedly, but I've sort of come around to liking it more recently. But you got the legendary John Anderson and King Crimson crossover on this one. Ooh, some interesting little... I thought this looked kind of cool, this Cold Blood album cover. I might look into that, actually. I wonder what type of what genre it is. Any other cool ones? Well, of course, the record store did have In the Wake of Poseidon, but it was kind of overpriced. I mean, they were both expensive, but In the Wake of Poseidon was overpriced compared to what I saw on Discogs, whereas this was sort of on par with what I saw. But yeah, my dad bought me these records for my birthday. I didn't have my birthday recently, but because of COVID, we had to postpone plans to get me some records. Yes, the song Lizard. Some rough bits in the song, but the overall experience is very good. One of my favorite songs of all time, even with the sort of weaker moments, and of course side 1 is nothing to scoff at. You got Circus, Indoor Games, Lady of the Dancing Water, and Happy Family. One hand clap, 4 went down and 1 came back. Which is supposedly about the Beatles, but I don't know. I can't tell if it's just speculation or if there's some sort of confirmation about that. Anyways, that's all the records I had to show you today. Oh, you know what? No, I think it is about the Beatles, because look at this. I'm looking at this this eye right here, and these all look like, it looks like a depiction of the Beatles, if you ask me, at least. Oh, focus on me. I get to do the focus on me meme when I do live action. I've never done that before. But yeah, those are obviously the Beatles, very clearly, and that's Yoko coming out of the bottle. Where is that? Right there. That's Yoko, obviously. Anyways, pretty cool set of records I got here. Hope you enjoyed me talking about them for however many minutes. Yeah. If you want to see more stuff like this, more music stuff, including reviews and whatever else, go ahead and subscribe. And like I said, if you like gaming stuff, my gaming channel is up in the iCard. I hope this was at least somewhat entertaining, because, just talking about stuff that I have, ooh, so cool. But I think there's some interest in this kind of stuff. I would watch. I used to watch stuff like this. There was a Rock Boy something. I can't. He had numbers after his name, but he was a pretty big ELO fan, and that was how I found him. And I thought his content was pretty interesting for a while. I don't watch YouTube as much anymore because I'm more making videos, but I see the appeal. I see it. And I wouldn't make a video that I wouldn't watch myself anyways. So, yeah. Hit that. Don't forget to like the video if you liked it. And if you disliked it for whatever reason, maybe you're an angry Uriah Heep fan and he called the album alright. It's good, alright? It's good. It just wasn't what I was expecting. I'm sorry. But, yeah. If you disliked it, go ahead, do it. I don't care. See if I care. Yeah. That's about all I have to say. Thanks for watching. Bye.